back to another season of Backstage Story. Only difference is this time, everything's different. I'm Andrew Zajac.
And I'm Katie Rust. We have a lot of new music for you and all the latest music news in just about every genre, so why wait?
Here's Chris Horton with all of your hip-hop headlines.
Welcome back to yet another episode of Hip Hop Headlines. Unfortunately, I'm still your host, Christopher Horton, so I guess I have to tell you about what happened this week in hip hop. Is that right? Oh well, let's just dive in. Hip hop's newest rags to riches story, Fetty Wap, was injured when he crashed his motorcycle riding around his home city of Paterson, New Jersey. A day after releasing his debut album, the Trap Queen rapper was blindsided when he did not see a car coming his way and hit the other vehicle head on. Luckily, Fetty only suffered a broken leg and was able to thank and update his fans on his condition via his Instagram account. We wish the young god a speedy recovery. Empire triumphantly returned last week, and after a thrilling season premiere full of celebrity cameos, there was one that was not quite expected like the others. P.D. Pablo, whose other IMDb credits include Drumline and Beauty Shop, was featured significantly and even provided the banger of the night entitled Snitch Bitch. When asked how the Whoop That Trick rapper got a role on the hip-hop drama, Pablo said it was for a $200 debt Howard had owed him since they both worked together on the Oscar award-winning film Hustle and Flow. Come on, Lucius, a lion always pays their debts. According to the New York Times, hip-hop is the most streamed genre in the world. Hip-hop accounted for 17% of this year's album sales and 26% of the music streams. The four most streamed rap and R&B albums of this year were Kendrick Lamar's To Pimp a Butterfly, Drake with If You're Reading This It's Too Late, Drake and Future with What a Time to Be Alive, and The Weeknd with The Beauty Behind the Madness. In the words of the immortal Jay-Z, hip-hop's not a business, man, it's a business, man. That's all I got for you this week. Make sure to subscribe to my channel and tune in next week for an all-new hip-hop headlines. I was your host, Christopher Horton, and if you don't know, now you know.
Thanks, Chris.
Up next, we have your first look into the indie world's latest music news.
That way you can rub it in all your friends' faces because you heard it first.
Let's throw it to Evan Jaguar to see what's sneaking into your stereo.
Thanks, Andrew. Hey everyone, welcome back to Sneaking Into Your Stereo. I'm Evan Jaguar, and I'm here to guide you to the indie promised land. And what better way to start it off than with some Taylor Swift. Ryan Adams is back at it with the album-length cover of Taylor Swift's 1989. It plays like the latest chapter of the ongoing recent Tom Petty meets the Smiths reimagining of the Reagan years. Part playful genre experiment, part publicity stunt, Adams' 1989 fell flat for many. Check out his performance on The Daily Show right now. Some exciting news for 90s alt junkies. Former REM guitarist Peter Buck has announced his latest solo record, Warzone Earth. It's out October 16th via Little Axe Records. Jeff Tweedy of Wilco, Chris Novoselic from Nirvana, and Buck's Super Earth bandmates will appear on the record. Speaking of Nirvana, Kurt Cobain's solo material is to be released as Montage of Heck, the home recordings. In the process of making his documentary, Montage of Heck, director Brett Morgan sifted through a trove of Kurt Cobain's personal tapes. A collection of songs from those tapes will be released November 13th. It contains snippets, demos, musical experiments, and material that eventually ended up on Nirvana albums. Yes, including a comedy routine. Before I run out of time, here are two new albums that you should be sneaking into your stereo. Broken Bells return with It's That Talk Again, the third studio release for James Mercer and Danger Mouse. Also, Waves just recently released V, and their songs have never been sharper, brighter, and more confident. Well, that's all the new indie music I have for you today. Make sure to tune in next time to discover more music that is sneaking into your stereo.
Thanks, Evan. Moving right along to some major psychedelic tunage, welcome to music you can't twerk to. We have quite a long trip to take, so let's get rolling. Spin gave it a 9 out of 10, Pitchfork gave it a 9.3, and Rolling Stone said it was a trip worth taking. If you don't know what I'm talking about, then you really missed out this summer, and I highly suggest that you get on the internet to check out Tame Impala's Currents. The sound of Tame Impala's third studio album goes further than a daydream, evoking Prince more than Pink Floyd. The guitar rides in the back, the keyboards up front, the beats have a synthesized snap even when they're live drums, and even the dreamiest tracks pack a pop bounce. Weightless R&B overflows from the gloriously hazy The Less I Know The Better to the finger-snapping Cause I'm a Man. The opener, Let It Happen, jumps off from distant funk guitar and a phased melody before disappearing in a wash of echoed vocals and muted drums. You are certainly in for a treat, and I can't blame you if you need to get up and dance. While we're on the topic of great new music, why don't we talk about some new Kurt Vile? His sixth studio album is called Believe I'm Going Down, and this is also a little different from the weird rock he's used to putting out. He's incorporated a little bit of banjo and a bit more piano. He's eased off slightly on the reverb, but many of these songs could have just as easily been found on either of his last two full lengths, which in his case isn't a bad thing. What would this segment be without some news on the king of psych fuzz, Mr. Ty Segall? Gogs is Ty Segall's newest project with ex-Cult's Chris Shaw and Fuzz bandmate Charles Mouthart. The band has shared their first single, She Got Harder, which you can check out right now. The song will be released in November. Segall recently announced another new band, Broken Bats. He will also release a new record with Fuzz called Fuzz 2 in October. His T-Rex cover record, Ty-Rex, will be released in November. That seems to be all the time I have for today. Tune in next time for some more mind-melting music you can't twerk to.
I'd like to see someone try. Now we're going to hand it over to Matt Cicio, who has the latest in country news over in the Country Corner.
Hi, my name is Matt Cicio and welcome to the Country Corner. There's been a lot of excitement building in the world of country music, and part of it has to do with ice-cold beer. Who would have thought? With a total of 60 Billboard #1 singles, more than Elvis Presley and more than the Beatles, George Strait has made it seem effortless. His 29th studio album, Cold Beer Conversations, would likely add to that tally. As the album name implies, in Strait's world, there's not a lot that a cold beer won't cure, or at least help erase sorrows temporarily. And shockingly enough, this is what every song is centered around. The key to Strait's success is that he brings a different flavor and nuance to each song, even if the subject matter is similar. Unfortunately, this is all the time we have for you in the Country Corner. Check in with me next time in the Country Corner to stay up to date in the country music world. Now back to Andrew and Katie.
Thanks, Matt.
Pop Punk Pizza Party. Sounds like you get a little messy.
Why don't we turn it over to the man in the khakis, Jason Zoblin, who's going to let us in on the newest in the pop punk country.
Hello, welcome to the pop punk portion of this show. I hope you got your pizza and khakis because we're about to have a pop punk pizza party. The newly signed Equal Visions artist, Water Me Down, just put out his new EP, Safe and Sound. The EP deals with loss, depression, and getting through those tough times. Water Me Down will also be touring with pop punk powerhouses Man Overboard, and also for their last East Coast tour, A Loss for Words. They're hitting the TLA on November 6th. Go check them out. Pop punk legends Newfound Glory and Yellowcard are finally combining their skills into a powerhouse tour all across the country. After releasing their albums last year, the two bands decided they finally needed to tour together and are doing this October. They're also bringing the oh-so-talented Tiger Shaw to make this tour one for the ages. You don't want to miss this one. They are hitting Electric Factory October 23rd. And last but very not least, pop punk gods, the Wonder Years, put out their 5th studio album last month, entitled No Closer to Heaven, and is sweeping the Billboard chart. The album explores the life of singer Dan Soupy Campbell, politics, and becoming the person you really want to be. They are also touring with Motion City Soundtrack, State Champs, and You Blew It this fall. They will be hitting the Electric Factory also on November 25th. That's all I have for you this week. Keep on moshing your hearts out.
Thanks, Jason.
And last but certainly not least, we have a little bit of pop for you.
Dirty Pop?
Why don't we ask Melissa Churkop, who has all the exciting details in the world of pop.
Thanks, guys. My name is Melissa Churkop, and yes, this is Dirty Pop, like NSYNC, except without the frosted tips and dance routines. Justin Bieber seems a little sore over the release date of One Direction's newest album. Why? because Maiden Day AM is set to be released on November 13th, the same day as Justin Bieber's Purpose. He says it was a deliberate move on the One Direction to gain publicity. Most people assume Bieber's little Snapchat video throwing shade at One Direction about their competitive release date was just a bit of tongue-in-the-cheek fun. But maybe he wasn't kidding after all. He said, "I think it was strategy on their part because my release date was first, but whatever, it's whatever. It's going to be fun. I'm excited to see what happens." Whatever you say, Justin. Sam Smith's own Spectre story played like it's a spy movie itself. First, he diverted our attention, claiming he wasn't singing the theme song. Then he swung back around and announced that, yep, actually he was. And then we finally heard Writing on the Wall, a sweeping string heavy James Bond theme worthy for the upcoming film for which it will serve as theme music. This is the very first Bond theme song to ever top the UK's official top 100 single charts, making it kind of a big deal in its own, right? The song's heavy Bond-centric music video features clips from the upcoming film, and we are totally ready to dive into the spy game. That's just about does it for me, guys. Thanks for tuning into Dirty Pop. Make sure you check back next time for all the latest in pop. Back to the desk.
Nice job, Melissa.
Now we get to see if the Billboard Top 200 really knows what good music is.
Let's check in with James and Sammy, our album review team, to see what they think about the top 3 albums this week.
Hey guys, what's up? I'm Sammy.
And I'm James.
And this is Album Reviews. We're doing something a little bit different this time. We're going to do 3 albums. They're all on the top of the Billboard charts this week, and they are Lana Del Rey's Honeymoon. We're doing What a Time to Be Alive by Drake and Future, and Beauty Behind the Madness by The Weeknd. So, what should we start with?
Those are all great albums, but I want to start with Lana Del Rey because I think that she's really awesome. Did you like that album?
I did. I love Lana Del Rey in general, first of all. I think my top songs off of that album would have to be Songs to Watch Boys To, and I also really liked High on the Beach.
Yes, both of those were amazing. I also liked Freak.
Yes, that was such a good one.
I love her voice in general. I think that it's like really like mysterious. I loved this is
Very
like a
haunting.
Yeah, and like throwback to when she did Once Upon a Dream from the Maleficent
Yes.
movie. Oh my god, I used to listen to that like all the time. She just has like a very like haunting voice.
You almost feel like you're asleep or something. It's great. She actually had a song on The Weeknd's album called Prisoner, and she sang with them too.
Yeah.
I know you like that one a lot.
Yeah, and I like The Weeknd. I think that he's doing really good work right now. I think that I'm gonna be basic here, but I think my favorites are the ones that you always hear on the radio, like Can't Feel My Face or like The Hills. Songs like those are the ones that stuck out. Yeah, those are the ones that stuck out to me. I think that he has a great voice, and the song from 50 Shades of Grey was on there.
Yes,
Earned It. Yeah, I think that he's got a very good voice. He's not really like my like one of the people that I'll like go out of the way to listen to.
Right.
But I mean, I wasn't complaining during this.
He's been around for a while too, and then he just kind of like blew up this summer when he like, released his album. So it was like good for him. He's finally getting noticed.
Exactly. And then our last album was What a Time to Be Alive by Drake and Future.
Right.
What did you think about that one?
I mean, that's not really like my style. I felt like it was kind of hard to understand what they were saying at points, but overall, the songs were really catchy.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely.
I mean, really like Plastic Bag. That one was super catchy.
That one was really good. I mean, Drake's like got an amazing talent. Just rap isn't really my cup of tea, but
Exactly.
I mean, I can recognize talent when I see it, and I know that like he definitely has talent.
Yeah, in the future, he's great.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. I think that all 3 of these albums are on top of the charts because they deserve to be there. Like there was none where I was like, why is this like selling records, you know?
Yeah, they earned it. These albums, you guys gotta check them all out. They earned it. Haha, reference. I'm adorable.
I think that's the way to end it.
Yeah.
So yeah, for this week, I'm James.
And I'm Sammy.
And thank you so much for tuning into Album Reviews, and we will see you next week.
Bye, guys.
Thanks, guys. This is where it gets good, folks. Get ready for our brand spanking new segment called Backstage in Your Backyard. Katie's going to sit down with a local band. I have been floated to see what makes them tick. But for right now, for the first time live on the show, this is I Have Been Floated.
I hate saying goodbye, but it seems like it's that time. A big special thanks to I Have Been Floated. Thank you for playing that. You guys were awesome. You guys better make sure to check out our new website to catch up on all the latest music news and other junk. Oh, and please tune in next time for more Backstage awesomeness. Thanks for stopping by.